Welcome everyone. Today's a special day because Revopoint has released the new MIRACO 3D scanner, so we are going to unpackage it now and see what it comes with inside. Let's check it out. So first of all, calibrated board, marker topper for putting on top of the turntable. Then we have 3 items in here: markers, glue tack, and the magic mat. Very nice. Turntable, 3 different adapters. That's really nice, depending on where you are in the world. And also this one, so 4 actually. Tripod, setting it up for those close scans. A sample to scan. Here we got the Type-C to Type-C connector. Also the power cable for the turntable. And last but not least, we have the MIRACO scanner itself. And very nice. So some of the differences, I love the grip here, kind of mimicking the old school camera. So you can hold it like that. Also for scanning yourself, the screen on the back can be flipped up and then turn it. And you can do nice self-scanning that way. Also you have the tripod here that you can hook up on the bottom of the MIRACO, twirl it on. And then for the smaller objects, like this little head, this sculpture we got going on here, you can scan it that way. And if you have a symmetrical object, don't forget, you should add the marker topper for marker mode. Place that on there first for the symmetrical item, and then you can scan that way. So let's turn the MIRACO on. There's a nice start button right here on the side, and not at the top. This is for taking shots later. But the start button is right here. Simply hold it for a couple seconds, let it go. You'll see Revopoint come across the screen. In a few seconds, there'll be a noise of chimes. There it is. We know it's on now. And then it brings us to the screen that we're going to be working with. So now that we have it turned on, we want to go through some of the basic functions on the home screen here. Starting on the left side with the exposure camera. There's a new setting here which is really nice because ultimately MIRACO is a combination between range and the mini. So right now it's on far mode, but if you want to change it to near mode for something smaller, for instance like the sculpture, change it to near mode and then it'll be acting more so as if you have mini in your hands. But of course if you want to go to something larger, switch it back to far mode. So that's really cool. Also you can adjust, just like before with the exposure camera, auto, click auto and it'll automatically adjust that. Or on the side here, you can manually shift it from 1 to 10. And going down to the RGB camera, again, it's got the nice crosshairs to keep your object centered with that. And you can also click auto as well, or do it manually. And on the upper right of the RGB camera, you can turn on the light by clicking that on, which is nice if you don't have good lighting around you as you're scanning. And moving over, again, we have the distance meter at the top, showing you when you're too close or too far, changing colors. Obviously, when it's green, right above excellent, that's primal. That's exactly where you want to be. Then again, this is a nice function. Clicking this enables you to hide the surface underneath. So for example, if I'm not using the turntable and I have the object right on the table here, I don't want to be scanning the surface underneath. So you can hide the surface, which is really cool. Also, they have another function for adjusting the scanning distance, just meaning I don't want to be picking up what's ever behind the object that I'm scanning. So you can zoom in and zoom out depending on how much you want to see behind the object. Very nice. Also again, color, really easy just like before if you want to eliminate the color. And then if you get lost as you're scanning, you can recenter it with that. Then going through some of the basic settings here, again, accuracy, set it to high. Whether or not you're going to be dealing with something on marker mode or feature mode, you can change that. Object type, general dark body, and also changing it from a color object to no color. And that is the basics. Also, I almost forgot, while you're scanning, there is another function here, which has been in our scanners in the past, but you can go back. So for instance, if it loses tracking for a moment, you can pause it, and you actually can reverse and go back a few frames. That's also very nice. And then clicking it here on the lower right corner would bring you to what you just scanned. And that is all the basic functions of MIRACO 3D scanner. So being able to skip back a few frames is really a nice new setting that we have. Also, this is special. Now we can have the option of doing single shots. So you just click the single shot, and pretty much what that means here, you could be taking snapshots of the object or the button on the screen. But for maybe this comes in handy if you're in a kind of a tight area and maintaining a steady hand would be difficult. For instance, if you're reaching into a car motor and you have an awkward angle, you can just simply do the different shots, still shots, going all the way around the object. So that is really handy, like that new setting with MIRACO. Last but not least, whatever you just scanned, you can just click here and that takes you into where all your projects are, and from there you can edit. Something else I want to bring out with the new scanner is up in the upper left-hand corner, you can see what software it is using. Also next to that is a clock, which is kind of handy to keep track of what time it is. Then if you scroll down, you see other settings that it has, just simply the storage it has, the Wi-Fi, if it's connected or not, again the brightness of the screen, the sound, and then clicking into settings, lots of options here for a software update, USB, click on that, and that'll walk you through some things of how to transfer information, convert videos to AVC. Going back to the main screen, Wi-Fi again, how to connect to it. Battery, telling you how much you have left. Storage space, still have a lot available. The display, again, adjusting the brightness so you can do it from here as well. Production, privacy, and the usage guidelines about, so exactly what the MIRACO, which model it is, what software, what version, configuration version, system version, and then problem and feedback at the very bottom if you want to send that in to us. And that would be the settings page. So now we are in our projects section on that screen, and we can view the different items we've scanned already. I'm going to click on the sculpture of a girl's head. So we've already edited it, but I just want to bring out the different functions here. This is pretty nice. Now if you click on raw data, from raw data format, you can actually delete the noise now. That is something new, which is really nice. You can use the lasso or the other deleting options to take care of that noise right in the raw data format, which is fantastic. Also moving on, going through the different rendering processes. We're just in raw data now in diffused, looking at there, meshed. And of course, if you want to do it all yourself, you can click it from there, and then it's just like before, all the different processes through diffusion, isolation, overlap, smooth, going into mesh, again, isolation, simplify it, smooth, and there would be no texture here because this is a no color object. But of course, if you're feeling like you don't want to do that all manually, we have the one tap edit, and just click that, and it'll run it through all by itself and take care of making your 3D image perfect. Also, this is very nice. If at any point you want to speed up the editing process of Miraco, make sure you are plugged into a power source. Just like any other computer, when you're plugged in, it's going to speed up the whole process, so that'll be nice. But of course, if you have more time on your hands, don't worry about it. It doesn't need to be plugged in.